does it feel to finally be free? I wonder, will I ever know? Sometimes I dream of how that can be, to have a life that I own. When you look at me, what do you see? Do you understand my story? All I want is love, someone else to see. If you took the time, I have a song. For so long I've been searching for something that we're probably not meant to find. But no matter how hard it gets, no matter if the tears fall, nothing should stop us from trying. What do you see? Can you tell me? Do you understand? My story. All I want is love. Just a little love. Someone else to see. Somebody. If you took the time, I have a song. When you look at me, what do you see? Can you tell me? Do you understand my story? My story. All I want is love. All I want is love. Someone else to see. Just somebody to. If you understand, have a song. Then I have a song. Then I have a song. What do you see? Do you understand my story? All I want is love, someone else to see. If you took the time, have a song. When you look at me, what do you see? Do you understand my story? All I want is love, someone else to see. If you took the time, have a song. How does it feel to finally be free? wonder, will I ever know? Sometimes I dream of how that can be, to have a life that I own. When you look at me, what do you see? Do you understand my story? All I want is love, someone else to see. If you took the time, I have a song. For so long I've been searching for something that we're probably not meant to find. But no matter how hard it gets, no matter if the tears fall, nothing should stop us from trying. What do you see? Can you tell me? Do you understand? My story. All I want is love. Just a little love. Someone else to see. Somebody. If you took the time, I have a song. When you look at me, what do you see? Can you tell me? Do you understand my story? My story. All I want is love. All I want is love. Someone else to see. Just somebody to if you understand. Have a song. Then I have a song. Then I have a song. What do you see? Do you understand my story? All I want is love, someone else to see. If you took the time, have a song. When you look at me, what do you see? Do you understand my story? All I want is love, someone else to see. If you took the time, have a song. How does it feel to finally be free? I wonder, will I ever know? Sometimes I dream of how that can be, to have a life that I own. When you look at me, what do you see? Do you understand my story? All I want is love, someone else to see. If you took the time, I have a song. For so long I've been searching for something that we're probably not meant to find. But no matter how hard it gets, no matter if the tears fall, nothing should stop us from trying. What do you see? Can you tell me? Do you understand? My story. All I want is love. Just a little love. Someone else to see. Somebody. If you took the time, I have a song. When you look at me, what do you see? Can you tell me? Do you understand my story? My story. All I want is love. Someone else to see. Just somebody to. If you understand, have a song. Then I have a song. Then I have a song. What do you see? Do you understand my story? All I want is love, someone else to see. If you took the time, have a song. When you look at me, what do you see? Do you understand my story? All I want is love, someone else to see. If you took the time, have a song.
This is Kingston, a vibrant, muscular city, capital of a proud nation, a proud people. There are painful memories of slavery and racism here, but also a defiance of spirit that came with the first Africans and today sets this nation apart. It's a defiance that saw slaves on sugar plantations endure with dignity British cruelty. The most unruly slaves were hung from a gibbet in a man-trap for days as a lesson to others. And over here is an array of shackles and restraints used to keep slaves in line. Look at this. It's a tongue restraint. This metal plate would sit on top of the tongue, and the whole thing would be held in place around the lower jaw with a lock. So it meant that a slave who was perhaps force-fed human excrement as a punishment wouldn't be able to spit it out. There is unease here that UK commemorations marking the end of the slave trade are too focused on white abolitionists like William Wilberforce and don't acknowledge the effect on the morale of the British of numerous slave rebellions. That Britain is playing up its role in helping to end the trade and downplaying its role in slavery itself. Jamaica's Prime Minister, in a rare interview, told me Parliament is discussing the issue of reparations and that in this bicentennial year, There is no statute of limitations on genocide.
Our ancestors were packed in ships like you're packing sardines in a sardine can. How anyone dare to tell us, descendants of slaves, that we are to forget it? Oh no, that was a crime against humanity.
Perhaps that's the price Britain must pay, that it will never be allowed to forget what it did. It is a heavy price, the burden of history, fitting perhaps for a monumental crime. Clive Myrie, BBC News.
And fuel for domestic cooking and a building material. This is where the juice is transferred directly from the press into the clarification vat. And the solids taken off the top, the sediment taken off the bottom, and the syrup reduced in successively smaller coppers until it starts to granulate. And then we can transfer that into hogsheads to cool and transport to market.
Work in the boiling house is hot, dangerous, and highly skilled.
Should we move away from the heat? The slaves are allowed to sample the syrup while it's hot. Once we start to clean.
Water, water. This man to the hospital. You, take his place, take his place. Back to work, everybody, back to work. Back to work.
Each year, Summerlee's plantations produce approximately 450 hogshead barrels of sugar and more than 200 large containers of the sugar byproduct, rum. During the 18th century, 820,000 West African men, women and children are transported to an early death in Jamaica. Thousands more die at sea.
Fine cargo?
Yes, good lot.
Slaves are a planter's most expensive outlay. They cost anything from £5 to £100 each, depending on age, gender, health and skills, and the rise and fall of sugar prices.
No smallpox.
No, not in this lot.
Good.
They are traded at auctions or scrambles.
Up, on your feet, on your feet. Up, come on your feet.
A scramble is a brutal free-for-all, in which the planters literally fight for those they want to buy.
The Negroes from the more popular African countries are soon snapped up no matter what the expense. The more indifferent ones may only be sold by offering credit or reducing the price. They're the ones who are most likely to fall sick, even though when they left their homeland, they were most probably healthy and strong.
The indifferent ones are called refuse slaves. They are often abandoned in the streets to die. Summerlee names his new acquisitions. New slaves have to be broken in or seasoned into a life of slavery.
Seasoning a new slave takes the best part of 4 or 5 months. And out of every 4 African slaves, scarcely one produces a really efficient worker.
Almost a third of seasoned slaves die within the first 3 years, most from disease, overwork, or simply depression.
The best slaves are the ones we breed on the plantations. They're born into the state of slavery and don't complain.
Something in my heart, like a stream running
First-hand with the life in Jamaica. Outside harvest time, they rarely worked in the field after sunset, which was never after 7. So from then until 6 the next morning, and every Sunday, their time was at their absolute command.
Something in my heart, like a stream running down.
Self-sufficiency is encouraged, particularly when America's war for independence from Britain creates food blockades. The slaves have to grow their own food, and many go hungry.
Labor and fuel for domestic cooking and a building material.
This is where the juice is transferred directly from the press into the clarification vat. And the solids taken off the top, the sediment taken off the bottom, and the syrup reduced in successively smaller coppers until it starts to granulate. And then we can transfer that into hogsheads to cool and transport to market.
Work in the boiling house is hot, dangerous, and highly skilled.
If we move away from the heat, the slaves are allowed to sample the syrup while it's hot. Once we start to
It's not just hospital. You, take his place, take his place. Back to work, everybody, back to work. Back to work.
Each year, Summerley's plantations produce approximately 450 hogshead barrels of sugar and more than 200 large containers of the sugar byproduct.
The Gulf Gulf Coast lowlands were home to Mexico's first urban. These giant stone figures. It's clear that they were a people of great artistic sensibility by the broad noses and thick lips of the people portrayed in these monumental sculptures. Some believe it to be evidence of North African influence in the New World long before the Spanish conquest. This early civilization disappeared as the Olmecs were perhaps assimilated into other cultures, like the Maya or the Zapotec. The Aztecs were a powerful and innovative people who founded the ancient city of Tenochtitlan, today known as Mexico City. The Aztecs gradually expanded their land. They devised ingenious artificial islands made by piling mud on rafts so that the roots of the crops grown there eventually tied them to the lake bottom. The fertility of these islands and the success of their labors freed the Indians to conquer an empire. The Aztecs ruled all of Mexico until 1521. In that fateful year, Hernando Cortez led the conquest of Tenochtitlan in a first wave of European domination that would forever change the New World. Cortez ordered his soldiers to destroy the Aztec city, and today, Mexico's thriving capital is built directly over the remains. In fact, the Zócalo, or town square in Mexico City, is built on the site of the main pyramid of Tenochtitlan. Today, it's no coincidence to see men in Aztec finery performing traditional dances over their ancient city. These costumes evoke the spirit of a culture that once ruled all of Mexico.
Vinieron del mar. Su pasado es parte de nuestra historia. Su origen es el de muchos de nosotros, los afrodescendientes, los afroindios, los afromexicanos, los negros mexicanos.
¿Acaso nosotros, como negros, no tenemos derecho?
Sí, aquí, por la gracia de Dios, ¿verdad? Aquí casi todos somos negros. Y yo soy negro, la gente de aquí es negra y no me avergüenza de ser negro.
Toda esta parte de acá, bueno, se le denomina también la llanada. Entonces, toda esta gente de acá, por la mayoría es raza negra. Entonces, siempre se le dice, no, pues los negros, ¿no? Los negros de la costa, aparte por ser costa, ¿no?
La geografía de la negritud se extiende por los pueblos próximos a las costas de Oaxaca y Guerrero. un continente humano excluido de la llamada realidad nacional. Sin lugar en el conteo del censo, con una definición étnica y cultural distinta a la de los indígenas y mestizos mexicanos.
Pero hacia el lado del mar, ¿sí? Charco Redondo, parte de San José del Progreso, Santa Rosa de Lima, Río Grande, Chacagua, el Azufre, son poblaciones de la raza negra, de raza afromexicana.
La historia de la negritud en México está por escribirse. Llegados desde el siglo XVI con los conquistadores, los antepasados de estos hombres, de estas mujeres, fueron víctimas de la trata de esclavos. 20 millones de africanos fueron desarraigados de su lugar de origen y traídos a América.
Fue en 1536, parte de la llegada llegó él con 200 negros, que por cierto allí Cortijo también era parte de indígena, no era pueblo negro. Ahorita Cortijo es una parte de los pueblos negros. Lo trajeron como esclavos, como trabajadores. Cuando llegaron aquí, los negros lo ocuparon como catapaces de la gente indígena que se encontraba aquí, porque a ellos lo ocupaban como vaqueros, como los que tenían las estancias de ganado, los españoles, y entonces ellos los ocupaban como trabajadores, pero como capataces de la gente indígena.
En los poblados de la región, se recuerda que eran capataces de los españoles, su gente de confianza. A las costas de Guerrero y Oaxaca llegaron a lo largo de décadas. Fue una lenta migración de quienes pudieron adaptarse muy bien a las condiciones climáticas y resistir enfermedades como la viruela que provocara la muerte de miles de indígenas.
Hasta Huatulco, que es lo que corresponde a la Costa Chica, Guerrero y Oaxaca, vamos a encontrar que hay una diversidad, una interculturalidad que incluye a musgos, mixtecos, que incluye afrodescendientes, afromexicanos, digo yo, y más grupos. Durante siglos hemos vivido una mestizaje intenso, precisamente. Que hay una raíz africana también este componente. Y yo creo que eso es lo que es interesante que hay que decir, ¿no? Que hay una influencia, no solo en la Costa Chica, en todo el país. Los españoles fundan San Luis Acatlán, ¿sí? Donde ya existía Acatlán, fundan San Luis Acatlán, porque hay oro. Y también en Tututepec encuentran oro y fundan la villa de Tututepec en 1521. Pero a los españoles nos acompañan un grupo de esclavos que tienen calidad de siervos, que son como compañeros de los españoles, que participaron en la conquista, que tenían derecho a usar caballo, que tenían derecho a tener armas, porque en cierto sentido eran como los guardaespaldas de los españoles. Se habla de un ejército de 300 negros. De la zona central, del altiplano, de lo que ahora es Puebla, Estado de México, DF, Morelos, y muchos esclavos escapaban, huían, y venían, bajaban, seguían las rutas y llegaban a esta zona, ¿no?
Y para no errarle, pues yo me defino como afro-mixteco, pero de repente mi hermano puede ser afro-amusgo, y no dejamos de tener una abuela por allá, que es amusga, y no dejamos un abuelo que es mixteco. Entonces, para no, pues afro-mexicano, ¿no? Cualquier pueblo que tenga la relación con África, es su base como África, y cualquier pueblo indígena puede mezclarse. Entonces, en esa definición llegamos de que fuéramos afro-mexicanos. Así nos definimos.
Aunque el mestizaje en nuestra realidad social y cultural ha sido pródigo, en esta región tardó en extenderse. Todavía hoy existen poblados donde predomina la presencia de los afrodescendientes. Pero los procesos de inclusión son inevitables ante las necesidades que comparten indígenas y negros.
Fuimos a la ciudad de Oaxaca y visitamos a varias dependencias, buscando la manera como bajar recursos. Entonces en una oficina los dijeron, dice, ustedes dice, no aparecen como una raza registrada ante la sociedad aquí. Aquí la que aparece nada más es la raza indígena y ustedes por lo tanto no tienen derecho. Y esa es una discriminación que la verdad sí me dolió y me sigue doliendo.
Desde hace años, en la costa de Guerrero y Oaxaca, distintas organizaciones y grupos sociales reivindican lo negro como definición étnica y cultural frente a la histórica negación de su identidad como mexicanos, la negritud versus la discriminación.
Afro-Mexican first emerged in the 1940s with the groundbreaking research of the anthropologist Dr. Gonzalo Aguirre Beltrán. Afro-Mexican refers to the African descendants who have been an essential part of Mexican history and culture since the early 16th century. This exhibition is the largest and most complete display to date on the African presence in Mexico.
I don't even know if I'm, hold on. But after nearly 5 centuries of helping to create Mexico, Mexican culture, how could they be anything but completely Mexican?
In Mexico. Today in Mexico, most Afro-Mexicans refer to themselves as negro, the Spanish word for black, moreno, costeño, or cubano, also references to their dark skin color. Contemporary Afro-Mexicans completely identified after nearly 5 centuries of helping. How could they be anything but completely Mexican?
A la fecha de hoy presente, se ha contrariado la gente, se ha puesto el mundo al revés, ya nadie tiene interés, debe su patria en grandeza, uno calma, el otro empieza a formar los batallones, y a lo que más descompone, a México es la rudeza. Negra, negra, luna negra, color de tu madre, luna negra, negra, luna negra, color de tu madre, color de tu madre, color de tu madre.
Allies in the struggle to gain freedom and equality while struggling to salvage traditional ways of living. Unfortunately, this important chapter in U.S. history is not being taught in our school system.
In some cases, appalled that they're Mexican. You're not mestizo. We're mestizo. Where are you from, really? You know, you must be from Cuba, or the Caribbean, or Central America, or somewhere else. And sometimes it's kind of laughed off. Sometimes it gets actually hostile. The police have been known to bring people into the immigration center to really verify that they are in fact Mexican.
That came here in the age of Columbus. By 1502, Governor Ovando of Hispaniola is already complaining. By the way, the Africans just landed a few months before in Hispaniola, Haiti, Dominican Republic, that his Africans are escaping to Native Americans, who were the first people enslaved here by the Spanish conquistadors, had a taste of slavery, and when they saw the Africans coming in and wanting to escape to them, they took them in as sisters and brothers, mothers and fathers, loved ones, children, aunts, uncles. The Europeans as invaders and enslavers. They invaded Africa, they enslaved people, They came to the Americas. They invaded, they enslaved people.
North America, and that this alliance is alive and well today. Today, we'll make a modest start. And
Haiti is all, but during its height as Saint-Domingue, it was the richest place. And it was that its richness of human capital, on owning that human capital.
Absolute.
She was like, she said, I just came out of prayer time. My brother, you back. G-Rock. What's up? All right. Now, oh no, I'm having some internet issues. Weak signal. Weak signals aren't good. That's the first half of the truth. We're gonna keep it moving. Shabbat Shalom to all of Israel. The reason why I was going to quit doing my channel is because I allowed another infiltrator to moderate my channel, and I felt like pure shit. Like I feel like, damn, how the fuck? Excuse my language, though, you guys. How did I not know that person was an agent? But the Most High, I caught on eventually. But when I caught on, when it finally hit me, boom, pissed. And that's what happens. So let's see. Let me stop sharing the screen real quick. Yeah, this internet's moving really slow. This internet's moving slow motion. Slow motion. I have a lot of explaining to do. So April, somebody must have told the guy, your little friend, T-Loke, that I said he was an agent. I thought he was an agent, which is only my opinion. Not that it's true, not that it's not true, but it's my opinion. Well, the word got back to him, so he must be an agent because I deleted that live. I deleted that live stream. A lot of people hit me up and was like, man, you couldn't YouTube. Well, not a lot of people, just a couple people. And then people in my personal life was like, no, you can't quit. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. You're doing good. You're doing good. I was like, but dude, everybody's on there as an agent. I was like, no, just keep going. It's like certain people that really like your content. need to hear it, not necessarily the agents, you know. I was like, yeah, and I started thinking about it, and I went and thought about it. Come on, let's see, I'm moving off so much of this shit. Oh. I'm having a really good night, man. I've been praying for like 5 days. Still getting gang stalked by these perps. They had this one guy pull up on me. They thought I was sensitized to. He's trash. All right, internet should be better. We should be good. We good? Well, it's probably this live is for. What does it say? It says rather be set apart than a part of this world. This live is for the 12 tribes of Israel, 144,000 to donate to this ministry. Cash App, G-Rock 144, Shalom. That's what it say. That's who it's for. Man, I lost like because my whole channel's fake, but don't matter. Don't matter. Who is this? Shalom. Who is this? You getting blocked? You just don't make sense. All right, so hopefully, let me see. Is my signal better? I can see my lips moving. Good. Good. Signal's a lot better. Hold on. Hey, no quick movements. Good. It's really late, so I want to make. Does that always pop up right there? It's on the computer. April, are you? I know you gotta be black. April, what's your race? April, man, I know you ain't no. You don't look Caucasian. Look, let's hope so. I don't know why this computer's acting like this. Like, that's serious. Probably shut this down here in a little bit. I have to go to work. My signal's strong. My signal does. I ran out of audio. What we're gonna do? This is what we're gonna do. Okay. I'll be back in a few hours, and we'll go live then. Looks like it's acting pretty good. Is it good now? Hold on. Tony, is that Tony? Now I know her. I know she ain't no perp. All praises, man. Ooh, it's good to see a real target individual. Jeez. What's up, Tony? So what I'm doing, this is gonna be a really long live. Like it's gonna be like 3 parts to it. I'm starting it on right now. Wow, that's just crazy. Wow, something's going on my internet, man. What the hell? What's going on? Whew. I'm about to do this. Go back to the. She said, this thing for sure. Bet. Yeah. Of course. You the first nigga. That's what I'm saying, man. Real niggas, bro. Oh, I appreciate y'all niggas, man. Because he's What's up, y'all? My bad. So I had to restart my computer and I'm back. But this live stream is going to be extra long. Um, let's work on our start. Okay, so we're about an hour in the live stream. Let me get her up off of here because she ain't on here right now. My people I do know that aren't perps are on here. What's up? Well, she's probably not on here no more. What's up? Phenomenal. So it feels good to have your real friends instead of infiltrators. So I snapped out the other day on YouTube on live. I found out I had a perp for a moderator, and I was wondering where all my comments was going, and I finally figured it out, and I lost my cool. I was very upset. I was about to quit YouTube because I couldn't believe that I allowed another infiltrator in my circle. Pissed me off really bad. Excuse me. But after praying and fasting and suffering, I came to repentance and asked the Haya to forgive me. And he said, "You have work to do, son. You get back out there. You need to get back out there and wake my people, wake the sheep. You need to do your job. You can't give up on this work. You got to keep waking them up. Who cares if they talk about you? Keep waking them up. Keep putting this truth out. Keep dropping them videos. Keep doing what you got to do." And that's my job. No matter how many people are fake on my channel versus how many people are real, it doesn't matter. Whether someone donates to my cause or someone doesn't, it doesn't matter. I have to keep doing this work because that's all that matters. The extreme guilt, the extreme anxiety of letting Abba Yah down, Yahweh, Ahaya, Most High. You know what I'm saying? And Yahweh Shah, you know what I'm saying? What he did and came in and put down. And he's the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? For real. King of Kings. All time. So if he has to do his work, well, I got to do my work. So no agent, no perp, no infiltrator can stop me. And I got to do what I got to do until the death for me. This is how it is. So I go. So once we wake up to the truth, we got to keep going. Now, I know the truth. I'm showing y'all the truth. But this internet's coming messing up. But I'm going to go probably about 10 more minutes on the video. Allow everybody else to catch back up. And we'll start back tomorrow if the Most High is willing, which is today. Because it's 1 a.m. where I'm at. So, true targeted individuals, people that are in this program, the police watching them, and people watching them, fucking with them. Excuse my language. Leave a comment in the chat. If you don't leave a comment in the chat, it's cool. And then I can distinguish the ratio between fakes and real ones. But the fake ones don't want to leave a comment in the chat because they fake. Let me know if my audio is messed up. If anybody, real people is in the chat. That's right. To my boys over here. Wow, that's still on here? Oh, it must be urgent still. Okay, cool. Don't worry about the people. All right, so I'm going to continue with the live stream. That's what we're doing.
Capital.
The dominion of the master had to be absolute, but that absoluteness itself made the master into something other than human as well.
Liberty, equality, fraternity. That was new for the world. The Haitian Revolution is probably
allies in the struggle to gain freedom and equality while struggling to salvage traditional ways of living. Unfortunately, this important chapter in U.S. history is not being taught in our school system.
In some cases, appalled that they exist. The reaction is, you can't be Mexican. You're not mestizo. We're mestizo. We're Indian and European blood. So where are you from, really? You must be from Cuba, or the Caribbean or Central America or somewhere else. And sometimes it's kind of laughed off. Sometimes it gets actually hostile. The police have been known to bring people into the immigration center to really verify that they are in fact Mexican.
That came here in the age of Columbus. By 1502, Governor Ovando of Hispaniola is already complaining. By the way, the Africans just landed a few months before in Hispaniola, Haiti, Dominican Republic, that his Africans are escaping to Native Americans, who were the first people enslaved here by the Spanish conquistadors, had a taste of slavery. And when they saw the Africans coming in and wanting to escape to them, they took them in as sisters and brothers, mothers and fathers, loved ones, children, aunts, uncles. The Europeans as invaders and enslavers. They invaded Africa, they enslaved people. They came to the Americas, they invaded, they enslaved people.
North America, and that this alliance is alive and well today. Today, we'll make a modest start.
Haiti is always described as the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. But during its height as Saint-Domingue, it was the richest place in the Americas. The thing about it, though, is that its richness was all rooted in slaves. Its wealth was based on human capital, on owning that human capital.
The dominion of the master had to be absolute, but that absoluteness itself made the master into something other than human as well.
liberty, equality, fraternity. That was new for the world. The Haitian Revolution is probably the most profound revolution ever realized by human beings. The only place where slaves created a nation. But nobody wants to talk about it.
In the summer of 1789, it was France that grabbed the world's attention. Parisian mobs rioted against the French king and against their own desperate poverty. Chanting slogans for liberty, equality, and brotherhood, they sparked the revolution that would fill history books for centuries to come. In the streets of Paris, the French Revolution meant an end to the appalling privileges of wealth. And France's brand new Congress, called the National Assembly, it meant the ideas of Europe's most radical thinkers could be realized.
Nobody knows exactly what's going to come out of it. But just the idea of having rights, right? The idea that all people have rights, that those rights are inherent. This was something that obviously philosophers had written about before, but during the course of the French Revolution, it was written down in a text called the Declaration of the Rights of Man.
It's a dangerous idea because the society is based on inequality. That's what makes it work. Because it was not supposed to work for everybody. It was supposed to work for a minority.
All right, so this is what it is, and this is for my recording. This isn't for you perps that's watching right now. All right, um, this is what it is. Even though they say slavery is over, it has never ended. Slavery is the gang stalking, targeting individual program as well. Human trafficking, demonic evil, control, witchcraft. All right. So we're gonna pick up tomorrow. If the Most High is willing, we're gonna pick up tomorrow. I'll have a little bit better signal. I got some more work to do. I'm finishing up my my tribute, my first film, my tribute to Wayne Daniels, the documentary. So you guys, you know what I'm saying? I want to give you a taste of that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump right back in on it tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom. Israel rise. Kwame Asherallah. To my enemies, if you don't repent, you already know what's up. Ain't no way you getting in the kingdom. Ain't no way you getting in the kingdom, boy. Ain't no way. But I gotta do what I gotta do, man. Kwame Asherallah, man. I'm gonna be back on probably a little early. So make sure y'all get y'all some sleep. And we diving in, man. Let's get to the truth. These people lie to us all the time. You know, we're gonna get to the truth. This has been a disastrous year. 2021. I'm not just talking about just the gang stalking. I'm just talking about period. All over the world, it's just been disastrous. While the rich, yeah, they feel like, oh yeah, we're getting a lot of money. People apply for PPP loans and went to prison. A lot of different stuff has happened this year. This year is trash. It'll be over. Well, the Roman calendar, it'll be over on the 31st. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shah's people, Yahweh's people, our highest people, our year doesn't start till spring. So we still got a couple months to go for this year, this raggedy year that we've been enduring through. But according to their calendar, their year about to end here in a couple weeks. So make sure y'all tune into the live stream tomorrow, man. I'll be up and ready. I do some work. I got a couple hours of editing to do, man. I'm glad I lost a lot of subscribers. I'm gonna get the fakes out of there. Keep the real ones in. Shalom.